I met a lot of autographs. I met a dad that's here for the week with his son for vacation.
Young Hansen with his highlight dunk.
Did the Blazers just land a future superstar? Or make the mistake that ruins franchises? When Adam Silver read the name Yang Hansen,
the Memphis Grizzlies select Yang Hansen from Zibo, China.
jaws didn't just drop, they hit the floor. Genius, reckless, nobody could agree, and almost instantly, the internet crowned him the Chinese Jokic. But here's the twist. The people who actually watched him play, they weren't so sure. Could this 7-foot gamble sink Portland's rebuild?
This guy,
look what I got him,
who nobody had projected in the first round,
sign
drafted
with me
in the middle of the first round, that comes with guaranteed money.
Most NBA fans had never even heard his name. Yang Hansen wasn't lighting up ESPN highlights. He wasn't dominating in March Madness. He was halfway across the world, playing for the Qingdao Eagles in the Chinese Basketball Association. But here's what made scouts look twice. At 7'1", he wasn't just tall, he could pass. Not like a typical big man either. No clumsy dump-offs or panic kickouts. We're talking no-look dimes, full-court outlets, threading passes through traffic like a point guard trapped in a center's body. That's why the nickname started spreading. The Chinese Jokic. But unlike Jokic, Yang didn't rise from the second round quietly. He landed in the first round spotlight, where every move will be judged in real time. Here's the wild part. He didn't touch a basketball until 12. 3 years later, he's wearing China's junior national jersey.
The Blazers had scouts scouting him in China, and he obviously had a pre-workout with them last month. He got along with all the front office people, but at the end of the day, this is sort of beyond his wildest imagination.
By 20, he's throwing elbows with grown men in one of the toughest leagues on the planet, nearly putting up a double-double every night. Here's the real test. When NBA scouts put him under the microscope, the results were anything but unanimous. Scouts don't agree on Yang Hansen. Some see a future star, others see a project that could flop before his rookie deal is over. Why? Because for every highlight reel pass, there's a glaring weakness. His shooting, unproven. His foot speed, questionable. And in a league built on spacing, critics worry Yang could be exposed the moment he switches onto a guard. Here's the twist. He already proved he can hang with NBA-level talent. In 2023, he led China to a shocking win over Cape Verde in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. He bullied NBA big men in the paint, grabbed 17 boards, and looked like the most polished player on the floor. But even after that performance, teams whispered the same doubts. That performance turned heads. Suddenly, he wasn't just another tall prospect from overseas. He was a legitimate first-round candidate. Still, the whispers never stopped. Too raw, too slow, too risky. Portland ignored it all. They saw something hidden, something no one else believed in. But what was it? If you love draft stories this wild, hit subscribe. We've got crazier ones coming. Here's the million-dollar question. What did Portland see that made them ignore every red flag? Portland could have played it safe. There were polished college stars still on the board. Guys who could contribute tomorrow. But instead, they went all in on Yang Hansen. Why? Because the Blazers don't just want another role player. They're chasing the next cornerstone. And Yang checks boxes you can't teach. 7'1", 7'4" wingspan, vision like a guard trapped in a giant's body. At 20 years old, his ceiling looks higher than almost anyone in his draft class. Inside the Blazers' war room, whispers compared him to Jokic with the ball and Gobert without it. That mix, you don't pass on it. Not at 16. Portland knows they're not competing for a title this season. They can afford patience. They can afford to swing big. And make no mistake, this wasn't a desperate gamble. It was a calculated risk.
It's a big risk to take. Like, you may have just drafted the next Nikola Jokic, like we've been talking, but you also may have just drafted Chinese Bruno Caboclo, right?
The Blazers believe Yang can transform their identity from the ground up. But not everyone is convinced, and the backlash started almost immediately. The pick sent shockwaves through the NBA. Fans erupted. Why draft a project when scores are still on the board? Analysts called it arrogance. Others, a flat-out disaster. What do you think? Was Yang Hansen a reach or the steal of the draft? Drop a comment. I have to hear your take. Halfway across the world, it was chaos of a different kind. In China, Yang Hansen instantly became a headline. Streams of his old CBA highlights went viral overnight. His name trended on Weibo, with fans calling him the future of Chinese basketball. And that's when Portland realized this pick wasn't just about basketball. It was a global business move. The Blazers opened doors to one of the biggest basketball markets on earth. Jersey sales, media rights, international attention, all skyrocketed the second his name was announced. And the global spotlight? It comes with pressure. If he flops, the backlash won't stay in Portland. It's going global. But here's the thing. Yang himself doesn't seem fazed. In fact, what he said after the draft shocked everyone. When the noise hit its peak, Yang Hansen finally spoke. Reporters asked if he felt the weight of an entire nation on his shoulders. His answer? Ice cold. I'm not Yao, I'm not Jokic, I'm Yang Hansen. That line flipped the narrative. Instead of chasing ghosts, he planted his own flag. Insiders say he's backing it up. The Blazers staff has been blown away by his work ethic. First in the gym, last to leave. Whispers from practice hint at a jumper he never showed in China, and a defensive motor that could carve him minutes right away. Here's the catch. It won't happen overnight. He's raw, his body still needs NBA strength. His decision making, a work in progress. Every rebuild needs a swing, and Portland just put their chips on a 7-foot teenager from the other side of the world. So the question isn't if Yang Hansen will make it. The question is, how long before he silences the doubters? Because if he hits, this draft won't just be remembered as bold, it'll be remembered as historic and a franchise changer for Portland. So here we are. Yang Hansen isn't just a draft pick. He's a test of patience, a test of belief, a test of whether a kid from Beijing can carry the hopes of 2 nations, 1 rebuilding franchise, and 1 billion fans. Some say he's doomed. Others swear he's destined. But the truth? Nobody knows. And that's why the whole basketball world will be watching. If you think this story ends with draft night, you're wrong. Because Yang Hansen's next chapter is just getting started. And trust me, you're going to want front row seats for that one. Smash like, drop your take in the comments, and hit subscribe. Because if Yang Hansen really is the NBA's next superstar, you'll want to say you heard it here first. We'll see you next time.